The reason I started a new religion was partly because I had a spiritual awakening of sorts. I had like a proper spiritual awakening. Like I wasn't raised to believe anything particularly spiritual. I was raised Catholic, so I had a lot of guilt, not a lot of spirituality, but I had a near-death experience. What happened to me was I nearly died from food poisoning. Yeah, you're right to laugh. It's a bullshit way to die. What would people have said about me after I was gone? Oh, yeah, well, he always did make poor menu choices. What happened to me was I got food poisoning and I ended up getting salmonella, and it attached itself to my spleen somehow. And after 6 weeks in hospital, a man put his hand into my stomach and pulled out my manky spleen and then dropped it gently into a waste paper basket. So I don't have a spleen anymore. If you don't know what the spleen does, it filters your blood and it helps in the fight against nasty bacteria. It's kind of like the organ equivalent of a nightclub bouncer. You don't really need it, and no one really likes it, but if it's not there, someone's gonna get their dick out on the dance floor. And now that I don't have a spleen anymore, I have to take a daily dose of preventative antibiotics. Luckily for me, they're broad-spectrum antibiotics, which means they're designed to combat everything from ear infection to gonorrhea. Which will be handy if I ever get fucked in the ear by anyone from Tinder. Oh my God, it's so great to finally have a safe space to share our STIs, isn't it? Thanks for swiping on me. So I was laying in hospital for 6 weeks. I stayed in hospital for 6 weeks, just laying, no, you fucking sympathy. You patronise me. I didn't die, I'm still here. Oh, I wonder what's gonna happen. He's gonna live! So I was laying in hospital, 6 weeks in hospital, just contemplating my fucking life choices. And I had this moment where I was just like completely calm, and like I felt like I was like an empty shell, you know? I realised I was just a temporary microbe made up of other microbes on a planet of microbes in an ever-expanding universe of microbes. All I needed was a sign. And that's when the old man in the bed across from me turned to me and died. And while rifling through his possessions, I found a book of daily Buddhist meditations, and I turned to that day's date and it said, "Every morning we are reborn." And I looked at him and I said, "Not today, Grandpa." Not today.